Hi everybody. I did a series of updates to some of my gardens out of the city the other day, and I thought I'd continue on with my in the city gardens. And we've been raining hard for a few days, and oh, I see it's sprinkling again. I guess I waited too long to do this, but so this is gonna be really quick. I've got a series of pole beans. I'm growing 16 varieties this year, so I actually have to grow some in the city just to make room. This is a Benchmaster. It's a competition bean. All you in the UK will probably be familiar with that. And then these are some from my friends, David down by Ottawa. And then we've got, this is Blahild. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But they are a big, fat purple bean, and they're supposed to have quite an aggressive vine on them as well. Sorry, the cat's choking over here. And sorry, cat. I can't help you out right now. He's over there later. Skitty, you gonna be okay? That's a heck of a hairball. I think it's just a hairball. Anyways, my lavender bush, and let's carry on here to, now we've had, look at the crap that's fallen out of these trees over the last couple of days. Really strong winds, heavy pounding rain. I woke up to hail again yesterday morning. I went, not in the city, thank you. It's blowing some of my tomatoes over. So these are some of these raised beds that I have in town. They're really skinny vertical beds. Great for growing parsnips, and I have a few of them going. A couple of these are just fun things to have in town, so I can pop out the door and get dinner. But a few bush beans, a little yellow wax French bean, a couple of kales, my compost bins, my giant comfrey garden. Now I call it comfrey garden because it was supposed to be a rock garden, but the comfrey has completely taken over. It has for several years now. I've dug down deep into the roots over and over and over, and I've simply given up. Short of spraying, I don't know how to get rid of it. So if anybody has any advice for me, I'd love to hear it. So it's completely taken over my rock garden. Look at that. And then I've got some grass that have snuck in. I haven't done my spring cleanup on this yet. So this is kind of the gist of my front yard. And I have some dahlias and my rocks. The petrified stump is Walter and the round one is Ted. Yes, I name my rocks. I'm bad for naming things. Everybody teases me all the time. And we carry on around here. I've got a few haskaps in town, but they're pretty much choked out by the comfrey. I don't think I've got any berries on at all. The birds get them before I get them. Yeah, I don't see anything. And I've got a pink comfrey and a blue or a purple comfrey. And I don't know if there's any difference in them. I've got 6 pots of potatoes hidden in here. And William Coleman had asked me if my chieftains were kind of weird and crinkly. And yes, William, this is for you. This is my chieftain down in here. And if you look, the foliage is quite crinkly on it. Doesn't look diseased or anything. It's just very different. These are all different varieties here, so each plant looks slightly different. A few more snap peas. Planted these 3 times now. Aw, my sunflower. Oh no, that's comfrey. Woohoo! Never mind. I have more pole beans hiding in here. I have a tripod in amongst the woolly burdock that will not go away. And those are Annie Jackson. They're a dry bean. And some more snap peas. And we'll come around here. Woo! And my catnip pot for the cats. It volunteers all over the yard here too. So, and don't think there's anything to show you over there. I got one cute little volunteer columbine. Sorry, I got some the cat's blankets out trying to dry. This little columbine volunteered in a pot of my sweetgrass. I have several pots of sweetgrass growing, and I noticed this little columbine late last year, and I thought, oh, it'll never survive the winter in that little black pot, but it did, and now it's blooming. It's a nice little surprise. Alright, we'll come around. More comfrey. This stuff has snuck into the neighbors. I'm sure the city's going to come here and tell me that they're going to drop a nuclear bomb pretty soon to get rid of it. My little herb pot section and I just painted the deck, so I moved all of my pots off the deck and threw them all down here, so it's a bit of a mess. My broad beans are starting to bloom. 2 more pots of spuds, and one of these pots is actually the chits and only the chits. That's this pot here, and it's doing as well as any of the others, and it looks like it should produce. So that was just broken chits that had broken off some seed potato, and I stuck them in, rooted them and stuck them in. This is a lovely carrot. It's a really sweet Nantes that I bought at the farmer's market last year, and I kept 2 for seed. Now one of them has grown beautifully, as you can see, and the other one has not. That's the top of it there. So my question to everyone is, can I get true seed off of one plant? It's sent up several stalks, but just the one plant, so am I going to get true seed off of that? My garlic are massive. I'd say those are about at least 2 feet tall now, and I think those were a purple Russian. I don't see any. Oh, there is a scape coming. Okay, I guess the scapes are starting. I hadn't seen any but it's been raining, so I haven't really been out here much in the last few days. My strawberries, a few more sunflowers. These are the volunteers that come back every year, and some of these are the multi-headed ones. And last year I had a doozy out here. It had over 50 heads on it. It was absolutely stunning. So I'm hoping that some of these start to branch off and do that, so I can possibly have another entry as the most unusual sunflower. So, and the corn back there are a few select glass gem that I planted from my seed from last year. They were just the very emerald green seeds. So I planted 6 or 8 of them just as an experiment to see if I could start leaning my corn towards one color or over the other. So we'll see how that turns out. And last but not least, in the front here is my elderberry bush, and it appears I finally got an elderberry to not only survive the winter but start producing. It's got a lot of flower heads coming, so lots and lots. So I should be able to have enough to share with the birds this year. And my grapes almost died. Cat's attacking my feet, sorry. I thought I had lost my grape. This thing was beautiful. You can see that it had lots of fruit on last year. I didn't even get it all picked, but it was so late in coming and so far down the stem that I thought I had lost it. But looks like it's making a comeback. So anyways, that's the front yard. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'll do the back in a separate video. Bye.